Hi, I am Deacon Chris, and I am here to talk a little bit more about my upcoming sabbatical. I will be on sabbatical from May 1st through July 31st, and it is a 3-month time of rest, of learning, of renewal. And so I wanted to send out a quick video to share some of the details about what I will be doing on my sabbatical. So first, rest. The sabbatical, what it affords me time to do, most importantly, is time to listen. When people spend time in ministry, it is easy to get overwhelmed by to-do lists, by the next thing that's coming the next week. And sometimes it's harder to stop and to slow down and to listen. And so one of the things that this sabbatical will afford me the time to do is to slow down and to listen. So I plan on spending my 3 months in some devotional time, some listening time, spending time with God in prayer, and listening for what God has in store for us in ministry when I come back from sabbatical. It's also a time for me to think and to reflect, to do some personal growth and some personal reflection on the things that have been going on in my life, both as a parent, as a spouse, as a child of God, and the many things that brings. So secondly, we get to learning. So one of the things that's unique about me is that I am called to a ministry, the diaconal ministry, and I was never formally taught or spent much time learning about the history or the theology of diaconal ministry. Some quick background. I graduated from seminary with a Master's of Divinity degree in 2010. And when I graduated, I hadn't gone through the candidacy process in the ELCA. I started here at Triumphant as the youth director, and I was there for a few years. And right before the birth of my son, Lucas, my wife and I began to have conversations about going through candidacy to be rostered in the ELCA. What rostering does is it affords me the ability to do some more leadership roles around the synod, around the church-wide, some of the committees and those kinds of things. It also affords me things like benefits and other stuff. And so I went back through candidacy, and at that time, my options for candidacy were to go the route of pastor, or to go the route of associate ministry, or to go the route of deacon. At that time, I spent some time reflecting, thinking, having conversations with people in the candidacy committee. In the midst of that process, the ELCA, as a denomination, voted to combine what they called the lay rosters, deacons, deaconesses, and associates of ministry, what we call AIMS. And they combined them and called them deacons. And so I was consecrated into diaconal ministry, and I was the first one to do so in the Southwestern Texas Synod after they had combined those 3 rosters. And so I was consecrated into diaconal ministry, never having had to have any classes or any formal training on diaconal ministry. So that's what I would like to do. I get asked the question a lot, what is a deacon? And the truth is that sometimes I struggle to answer that. It's much easier for me to talk about my own call story, but deacons can be youth ministers, they can be chaplains, they can be financial planners, they can work in a variety of different fields. And so I have trouble articulating what diaconal ministry is beyond my own sense of call and my own role here at Triumphant. And so my time of learning will afford me an opportunity to learn a little bit more about diaconal ministry. And my hope is that I can better articulate that to you all, members of the community, and to use my gifts and the way that I view things to hopefully articulate what diaconal ministry is in the ELCA. So that is the heart of what my learning time will be done. I'll be spending time reading and reflecting on that. I'll have some conversations with some diaconal peers and other ministers in the area, an opportunity to think and to reflect about diaconal ministry. Finally, we get to renewal. Early on, when we began to talk about this process, I found myself drawn to the outdoors. Ever since my time in Boy Scouts, I've always enjoyed state parks, national parks, those kinds of places. A couple years ago, I was able to take a great trip with my dad and my brother to see a couple national parks. And I knew that when this time came, I would want to spend some time with my family doing those types of things. So one thing that we're going to do is we're going to take a trip up to the Northwest to Idaho, and we are going to go see some national parks in Idaho and Wyoming. We're going to do the classic RV trip as a family. Later on in the year, or in the sabbatical, we are going to take a trip out to Asheville, North Carolina, to go visit some of my family that has moved out there. It's a chance for us to reconnect and to spend some extended time with them. Those are the renewal pieces that we're going to do. Finally, the last thing that we're going to do is we are going to move. We have waited a long time to purchase a house, and we plan on purchasing a house in the area here. And so this time will afford us an opportunity to get settled, to move from our current house to our new house, and then an opportunity to get settled there and to get established there. So those are the plans that I have for the sabbatical, for my time away. I look forward to the ways that the rest, the learning, the renewal will allow us an opportunity to forge ahead in ministry. When I return, I look forward to the path ahead for us as we spend time together, as we grow, as we listen for the ways that we can grow in Christ and we can serve others as a community. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. My email is deaconchris@triumphantlutheran.org. I would be more than happy to answer questions if you have those. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.